Hi, Intouch team. It is Heather Yurko. I am here in my salon home, Neepy in Louisville, Kentucky. And Miss Cammie reached out to me and asked me to do a video for you guys to kick off your awesome weekend with each other. And so first I want to talk to the ones that have a very specific goal in mind when it comes to service sales or benchmarks or what they want their paycheck to look like. Maybe you're 5 years in or less. For these girls, I want to touch on a couple things that really helped me get to where I wanted to be and get there quick. Well, maybe not quick, but quicker than most people. And that really is, when I sit back and think about my career, what separated me from the mediocre was me sacrificing. I was willing to sacrifice my spare time to invest in education, to come into the salon on my off days, to come in early, to stay late, to volunteer for whatever I was asked for. I was always doing that. And when I was doing it, there really wasn't anything that I was necessarily expecting in return, because I knew that naturally things would come back to me the way that I put them out, but better. If you are someone who has a very specific goal, let's say it's to be a 6-figure hairdresser, you've got to sacrifice for that. You can't show up mediocre. So for all of you that are watching this right now, if that is you, good job. There's somewhere in your heart and your mind that you just have to know that it's all going to come back to you tenfold, and everything that you're putting in right now is worth it, and it's going to get you to your next step. One of the things that I love when I look back on my journey is I was so passionate about what I was doing when it was right in front of me. Was that my end goal? No, never. Half the time I didn't even know what my end goal is. I probably don't even know what my end goal is now. But I was passionate and I showed up every day like a boss. And that is one of the PIP University core values. Even if you don't know what the end game is, or you know that you're not exactly where you want to be, if you show up every day, you sacrifice, and you work really, really hard, it will pay off. And one day you will wake up and you will realize that because you put one foot in front of the other, all of a sudden you are exactly where you've always wanted to be. And if you just take time to stop and smell those roses and be grateful for the moment that you're in right now, it'll take your breath away. It surely will. I also want to talk to maybe some of the veterans of the team. You guys can definitely relate to a little bit of what I just touched on. When I think about the senior staff, I think about myself when I was a senior staff at where I was before I opened Neepy, and I think about my senior staff now. To you all, sometimes it may be hard because you're like, am I just an artist behind the chair? Is this all I'm gonna do? There were times in my career that I felt like I was on a hamster wheel. And I did not like the way that that felt, because I felt like there was a ceiling until I started diving deeper and deeper. And what I realized was the only person that was putting a ceiling on my current situation was me. And the ceiling that I was looking at had everything to do with fear. And listen up. It's not necessarily the fear of you're scared of something. It's not necessarily that kind of fear. I talk about this a lot because fear is so interesting to me. It's not that you're scared. It's that something is stopping you from making your next move. Let's say that that's going to quite a few continuing education classes so you can raise your prices and get to the next level. So you can maybe bring a niche service in your salon that maybe you specialize in, and it's a very high ticket item. Maybe you're trying to get a certain service off the ground and you're wanting to get very great at it and be known in your community as a specialist for it, but something's stopping you. That right there is fear, and it comes in the form of self-sabotaging, delaying because you don't really know what to do. Fear will cripple you. It is the biggest crippler that there is. So to all those veterans, I want you to know that whatever it is that you want, I tell my team this all the time, whatever it is, we can make it happen. You communicate with me and you think big. Even if it's never been done before, that doesn't mean that you can't be the first one to do it. If there is an idea that you have and something is stopping you because you don't know what it'll look like, or you're worried about what people would think, or you're worried about people being jealous, know that that is fear stepping in your way, and that you have to walk past it to ultimately get to your divine assignment and to have a career that is absolutely fulfilling, that you are very happy in, and that you could be making so much money, because that's what we're here for, right? Of course, we want to positively impact people. If we think about being a servant to the masses, that is the very beginning, and that is a way to let the riches flow back to you. So I hope that this was inspiring to you. I hope that this kicks off your fantastic weekend, and I want all of you all to thank Cammie and your all's owner, because the fact that they're pulling something off like this, and the fact that they care to feed you the way that they do, you are lucky. You are lucky that you are in such an incredible, dynamic salon where they pave the road for you to where you can become anything that you want to become. That is wonderful and inspires me to do that for my team. So I hope that this fed you. I hope you have a killer weekend, and I hope that something in you changes this weekend, that there is a tipping point in your life when it comes to your career where a glass ceiling is shattered, because when that happens, miracles will come through. Bye guys, see you later.